Some of the best NHL players of all time are American-born. So today I'll be sharing my list for the top 10 best American-born players of all time. Starting off the list at number 10, I have Phil Housley. Housley is one of the best offensive defensemen of all time, with 1,232 career points in 1,495 games. In 1993, he was almost a 100-point scorer, which is insane for a defenseman, with 97 points in 80 games. Something that does hurt his rank, though, is his plus-minus rating, which is minus 53, which isn't great at all. Housley won one award in his career, which was the Lester Patrick in 2008. At number 9, I have a current player, Austin Matthews. In 2022, Matthews scored an amazing 60 goals and 46 assists for 106 points in just 73 games. Last season was a bit of a disappointment for Matthews with 85 points in 74 games and 40 goals. Matthews has one of the best wrist shots of all time. He's a top NHL goal scorer and is a big offensive threat. In his career so far, he has scored 299 goals and 542 total points in 481 games. Matthews has won the Rocket Richard twice, the Ted Lindsay, the Hart, and the Calder. By the end of his career, he'll definitely be higher up on the list, but for now, he's at number 9. At the 8th spot on my list, I have Jeremy Roenick. Roenick scored 513 goals and 703 assists for 1,216 total points in 1,363 NHL games. Roenick was very good in his prime with 50 goals and 107 points in the 1993 season. He was also plus 153 in his career, which is very good. Roenick kind of bounced around the league a bit and played for the Blackhawks, the Coyotes, the Flyers, the Kings, and the Sharks. At the number 7 spot on my list, I have Joe Mullen. In his career, Mullen was just barely over a point per game, with 1,063 points in 1,062 games. He was also a 500 career goal scorer with 502. And in his prime, in 1989, he scored 51 goals and 110 points in 79 games. He was also plus 167 in his career and was plus 51 in the 1989 season. Mullen was a great goal scorer and one of the top goal scorers of the 80s. Mullen has won the Lester Patrick, the Lady Byng twice, 3 Stanley Cups, and was a 1989 NHL All-Star. The 6th spot on my list belongs to Brian Leech. Similar to Housley, he's one of the best offensive defensemen of all time, but Leech was much better defensively, with a plus-minus of plus 25 in his career. Leech scored 247 goals and 781 assists for 1,028 total points in 1,205 NHL games. In his prime, which was 1992, Leech was amazing and scored 102 points, which is almost unheard of for a defenseman. Brian Leech won the Lester Patrick, 2 Norris trophies, the Stanley Cup, the Conn Smythe, the Calder, and was an 11-time NHL All-Star. Starting off the top 5, I have Pat LaFontaine. LaFontaine had somewhat of a short NHL career with 865 games. But that didn't stop him from having a successful career, as he scored 468 goals and 545 assists for 1,013 total points. In the 1993 season, LaFontaine was unstoppable with 53 goals and 95 assists for 148 points in a full 82 games. LaFontaine won the Lester Patrick in 1997 and the Bill Masterton in 1995. He was also a second-team NHL All-Star in 1993. At the number 4 spot, I have Brett Hull. Hull has the 5th most career goals in NHL history, with 741, along with 650 assists and 1,391 total points. The 1991 season, Brett Hull was actually over a goal per game, with 86 goals in 78 games, which is the 3rd most goals in a single season. That season, he also scored 45 assists for a total of 131 points. Hull won quite a few awards in his career, which were the Ted Lindsay, the Hart, the Lady Byng, 2 Stanley Cups, and he was an 8-time NHL All-Star. The number 3 spot, I have one of the best defensemen of all time, Chris Chelios. Chelios was an 11-time NHL All-Star, won the Mark Messier Leadership Award, the Norris 3 times, and won 3 Stanley Cups. Chelios has the 18th highest career plus-minus rating, with a rating of plus 351. In the 1989 season, he scored a career-high 15 goals and 73 total points in 80 games. In his entire career, Chelios scored 185 goals and 763 assists for 948 total points in 1,651 games. Chelios also has the 9th most career games of all time and is one of the best NHL defensemen of all time. At the runner-up spot at number 2, I have Mike Modano. Modano scored 561 goals and 813 assists for 1,374 total points in 1,499 NHL games. Modano is also plus 114 in his career, which is very impressive. Modano won the Stanley Cup in 1999 with the Stars and was an 8-time NHL All-Star. In his prime, which was 1994, he scored 50 goals and 93 total points in only 76 games. Modano is also very good internationally as he won a World Cup gold medal and was an Olympic silver medalist. And the number 1 spot for the greatest American-born NHL player of all time goes to a current player, Patrick Kane. Kane was one of the best players of the 2010s and won the Art Ross, the Ted Lindsay, the Hart, 3 Stanley Cups, the Conn Smythe, and the Calder Trophy. In his career, Kane has scored 451 goals and 786 assists for 1,237 total points in 1,180 NHL games. Kane was also very dominant in international play with many awards such as most points in MVP in the World Championships and most points in the U18 World Juniors. He also won 1 gold, 1 silver, and 2 bronze medals with Team USA over the course of his career. In 2019, Kane reached a new career high in the NHL with 44 goals and 66 assists for 110 points in 81 games. Kane played almost his entire career with the Chicago Blackhawks and played 19 games with the Rangers and still has time to improve those numbers even further with whatever team he signs with next. And that'll do it for this one. I really hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to let me know in the comments down below if you guys agree with my list. And if not, make sure to drop your lists down in the comments down below. But yeah, that's the video. I'll see you guys next time.